Good morning and welcome to my channel. This is Karen from Vintage Elegance Inspiration. I decided to make one more journalette or tall skinny journal with some of the elements and leftover pieces that I had from my purple journal collection. This one is designed as a gift journal, and I didn't really use too many digital pages, but I did focus more on the images from RubyandPearl.xo, which is her vintage ladies. And it's not quite the Victorian era, it's more just vintage. And I think you'll really enjoy this. It's lovely. It measures 9.5 inches by 4.5. So slightly taller and narrower than a standard journal, junk journal. I've got the beautiful bluish, purplish, periwinkle colored Dupioni silk as my cover over top of Craftex. And then I had just enough of this beautiful lace to cover the front and back and make some sweet little pockets. I've got a cover image here. I'll pull that out in a second. This is a stunning stick pin made by Sheila, one of her beautiful Boho Daydreams creations. I do have one other dangle bead from her on the side. I've got this beautiful eyelash trim galloon lace and vintage buttons down the spine. I really like eclectic ones. Not necessarily the matchy-matchy, the more unique. I just find them very interesting. I really enjoy using them. And I've established quite a collection. It is 15 pages, so 60 page sides or flips or little small flaps and envelopes to be journaled on. The cover photo that I chose is this whimsical girl. I just love what it alludes to. She might be at a party or a wedding, but she's pensive in thought, and her outfit is so delicate and beautiful. This is just a small booklet, little journal that I've used scraps from, like I mentioned. Extra journaling space, vintage music paper, and just a fun spot to take along and write in. Beautiful applique custom dyed purple for me by my friend Susie Oberman. Some beautiful beads on the bottom. And let's go inside. This took me just under a week to make. I don't have as much free time anymore to be able to spend it on making journals, but I do have plans for several in the future, so keep watching and waiting to see what I post if you're interested. So we've got what I would call a staggered effect here of the pages. Isn't that just dreamy? I think it is. I'm very, very pleased with how the pages turned out. Here I've made another tiny little booklet with one of the images from Ruby and Pearl, and just some extra pages to write in, little tiny tuck spot, a bit of stamping, and again some sweet little beads. I hope you can see these. They're just so beautiful. I love them. And little applique. Here is a card for the recipient in a tea-dyed lace bag. Some embossed paper for extra journaling space. And we've got a lace pocket inside that goes all across the inside cover, as you can see. Stamperia paper. And I left the bottoms open because you'll see why in the back space here. A little tuck spot. You can do, something that goes all the way through. I left them both ends open. Beautiful applique. And some more beautiful trim edging. Another image from the vintage ladies. Here we've got a book plate So you can put your name on it and the date and whatnot. And just a little journaling card from Prima. Some of the hydrangea paper that I had tea dyed. Actually, no, this one is not tea dyed. I made these journaling cards from Edith Holden book page. This is the smaller size of Edith Holden book. It's the paperback, which mine is almost all gone. I'm so very, very thankful to have another one. And just backed with parchment paper. That gets clipped on the top of the page here. And of course, beautiful trim, lace trim from Susie. Here is some gorgeous avocado dyed rose gold metallic droplets paper. How beautiful is this? I just am in love with it. I also incorporated some fairies into the images and just a tall tag. Be tucked in here for some extra note taking. And I made these with my other journals, and I just used the smaller images from this collection. Some vintage French book page. Might be actually from a French grammar book, I'm not quite sure. And a couple of layers of beautiful blush colored antique lace, antique French lace, and some vintage rosette trim. Extra journaling space on the side here. And I've got some seam binding, crinkled seam binding with a lovely little pearl shank buttons on the end of the ribbons. Love those. Just some more tea-dyed paper, beautiful lace, couple of little tags, beautiful flowers tucked in here. And then we've got from the same people, I've got their coffee dyed paper, and it's got the gold droplets, metallic gold droplets on there. How stunning is that? I think this is maybe the first time I'm using it. I just absolutely love their papers. They are so worth it. Some vintage stationery that I've got with another image of a beautiful vintage lady. Again, the top I left open so you can tuck something in here. A tea-dyed paper doily, little tea-dyed glassine bag, and I've got a couple of tags in here. This one is on some graph paper with a die-cut large tab on the side, and then a vintage paper doll with some of my Anna Griffin paper. I'm just down to scraps now, certain colors, so I had to be creative with what I thought of making, which is, this is one of them. Just a tall skinny tag on parchment paper. And then I've got these tall tags in this veiled lace pocket on the side of the page here. Just some vintage music paper, some blush colored vintage lace, and I've sewed purple thread around the edge. And I absolutely love this color of sari silk ribbon. I just thought it was such a beautiful contrast to the purple, and yet it really complements it as well. So this can go, like I said, it can go in here. You can move these around. You can use it as a bookmark, add a topper, and this tag inside is actually a double pocket. I've got a magnetic page holder here, and just a very simple journaling card with a fairy on it. The recipient likes pink. Probably pink more than purple, but this is what I had, and I tried to make it with her in mind. I'm certain she's going to love it. I still have a couple of pieces of this beautiful appliqué vintage lace. I absolutely love it. I just flipped it around this time and had the bulkier side of the appliqué on the outside. Bit of stamping, the word elegance, some more of the rose gold tea-dyed paper, and then this is the center spread coming up. I've got some Point d'Esprit teal tag topper here, some Stamperia journaling card, and just some various tiny tags and ephemera. Some of these were gifted to me I just love this image. And this tuck pocket, I got the idea from Marlene, who is Uniquely Ella. And it tucks this way and then from the top as well. So I gave it a try and it worked. At least I got it to work this way. Might add a little bit of trim here before I actually mail this journal out to the recipient. Here's the center of our signature, and I've got these lovely purple bead dangles and hearts at the bottom. This bead is an image of a lady's head, and I just love beads. They're just so fun to work with. Here we have just a little flip out. You can write on that page. You can attach something to the side. It is just glued on. It will stay, it won't come off, but I love the effect of it draping over the side. A couple more tags here. She can do what she wants with them, add to them. Journaling card, some beautiful fussy cut flowers, and a Tim Holtz ephemera piece. And some other pieces were given to me by some of my sweet friends from the groups that I belong to. And it's just a way of passing them on to someone else by gifting this journal. Rose gold paper, another one of the beautiful images of vintage ladies. This is, can't remember which kit that, or booklet that is from. I did a workshop, a class several years back, and I think it's Paris something or other, but I really love the colors. I thought it went well with this journal theme. Got a vintage doily that I've tea dyed on this side with a piece of appliqué trim, one of the beautiful beads by Sheila. This paper is by Lorna Taylor from her lavender collection. You would have seen it in my other purple journals. Just another fairy journaling card in the pink to bring the pink into this journal. And then on the other side, I've got another one of the tall tags with a double pocket. This is a double pocket. I love this beautiful lace. This actually comes from Hobby Lobby, I'm pretty sure. Or the vintage store that I shop at. And then just some tea-dyed script paper underneath it. Vintage lace and the tag topper. Lots of extra space for collecting ephemera that she can add if she would like. Another tag or journaling card, and a Rolodex card with a paper doll vintage lady in the purple paper. All right, that's not going to happen. A tea-dyed doily, paper side. This is also a tuck spot right here, so she can add something there if she would like. Beautiful vintage ladies. And just a small tag on this side. That can be, that I believe was, it just came with something that I had bought, a piece of jewelry or something, and I throw them into a basket, and then I pull them out when I want ephemera, some vintage ephemera, so I'm not exactly sure what it came from. Another one of the beautiful vintage ladies I've got with the seam binding and the beautiful little pearl shank buttons. Some antique French lace here that I've ruffled, and some vintage soft rosebud trim. Beautiful French page, book page underneath it. I love the color of it. Just looks so antique. Another fairy and a tall journaling spot here. The rose gold paper, beautiful tall tag from the Edith Holden book page. And this is To the Cowslip. And on another one of the journaling cards, it talks about violets and cowslips. And I thought that was just so perfect for this journal. Vintage envelope from 1940. And I just tucked a vintage or antique postcard inside because it was the exact same color and it would be protected by the envelope. And I can't figure out the date, the stamp, but I'm sure it's very, very old. You can just tell. Gorgeous colors. And that is tucked in under this fold out here, just for some extra protection. So a lot of these old papers, original papers, are very brittle, and they do require some TLC when you're using them. Back of the hydrangea paper. And on this side I've got some embossed metallic paper on this flap, a small booklet of some Victorian ladies, my business card, Vintage Elegance Inspiration, and just some extra lined journaling paper for the new owner. I really hope she likes this. I'm pretty sure she will. And it was a joy to make it for her. Beautiful applique lace here that I tea-dyed. My logo, Vintage Elegance Inspiration. Another piece of Susie's beautiful purple dyed applique lace trim. Just a tiny little tag for extra journaling. And one of the lavender digital images from Lorna's TaylorMadeJournals digitals, the lavender kit. Another tiny booklet featuring one of the sweet vintage lady images by Ruby and Pearl. These I just dug out of my snippet basket, which I then proceeded to dump the whole basket on the floor, so now I have a nice pile to clean up. I know I'm not the only one that it happens to, but yeah, just creates more work. Bit of stamping, just some extra space for note-taking. She can tuck that in her purse if she wants to, and a little journaling card. Then I also made a tall tag, and that is why here I left the bottom open so that she can either let the bead trim hang over the end, the bottom, or tuck it inside. And I didn't have any more of the purple paper left, not enough to make a tag from the Anna Griffin paper that I've been hoarding for 21 years. But I thought the pink was a nice accent color as well. And then just some bling at the top with an Edith Holden tiny tag. And some beautiful vintage lilac colored lace seam binding. And then some lovely embossed paper just for extra note taking. And then on the back, I included another little booklet and the paper doll, which each of the other 6 journals had. This is just one of the lovely sweet images from Lorna's lavender digital collection, TaylorMade journals, and lots of extra space for writing. And one of the sweet ladies, a little girl, and the doggy. That is the paper doll that goes on the back of this journal. So my friend, if you see this video, I hope you enjoy this journal, and I hope you do like it. I really believe you will. It was a pleasure making it for you, and thanks again for your friendship. Hope everyone has a beautiful weekend. Enjoy the weather, and we will see you with the next video. Thanks for watching.